Welcome to this May edition of Local Image. It's been a tough spring with a winter that wouldn't seem to go away, but our first segment will definitely get you in the mood for some upcoming summer fun. I get all the details from a group of friends gathered inside Grandma's Bakery in White Bear Lake in this Local Image interview. Well, it's that time of year again, time to talk about Manitou Days in White Bear Lake, and I have with me Bill Foussard and friends, and they've all been busy planning this year's Manitou Days events and activities. And Bill, tell us, what year is this for the Manitou
46
Days?
year.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
celebrating White Bear Lake, getting everybody together. Starts June 13th with Market Fest, and then the parade's the next day and whatever, but 60 events this year.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just going to be a wonderful time.
It is, and one huge event that's taking place this year. It's really exciting. John, why don't you tell us about it?
We are going to build the world's longest ice cream sundae on the evening of June 20th.
How long?
7:30. It's going to be over 1,000 feet long,
my
over
goodness.
3 city blocks long.
That is, I don't even know how do you start to plan something like that?
It's a
crazy.
logistic nightmare.
I can imagine, yeah.
But we have a big committee that's working on it, and we've just captured the imagination of the town with this. All the proceeds from this are going to go to the Relay for Life.
That
so it's really
is
good.
what's so cool.
Our goal is that 100% of the money donated will go to the Relay for Life, and we hope to raise over $10,000.
What can people do to participate?
Come and eat.
Oh.
To have a world record, it's required that everything be consumed.
Oh, wow.
So we need a lot of people to come out the night of June 20th.
It's part of Market Fest.
And part of Market Fest, and it'll be free for those that come. Free ice cream.
And another exciting event that's new this year, Lisa's going to tell us about, is this video contest. What's that all about?
Well, this is something that Bill has dreamed of for a few years, and this is the year we're going to make it happen. We want to give people a chance to share their video skills with an original, creative video of whatever that is that they like about White Bear Lake. We're going to use it to promote Manitou Days and also create a little buzz about the event this year. So many fun things that are happening. What is really cool is for the best video, there's a $500 cash prize as well as an overnight stay at the White Bear Country Inn.
Perfect.
So,
Hi, John Kass.
Hi.
Hi,
Welcome to Go Johnny Go.
I'm Judy Sky Boss.
All right.
Thanks for having us out
Sure.
today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
This is a nice little place you got here in White Bear Lake. So you guys just opened this when? About
8 weeks ago?
8 weeks. So far, so good?
Yeah, real good.
All right. Well, you know, for the folks who want to get to know you a little bit better in your store, why don't you tell us why during this, you know, kind of digital downloads of all kinds of music would you want to open a vintage record shop?
Well, when you have almost 500,000 records, it's probably a good idea to open a record store. I think that's a good thing. I've been selling records online and overseas in a lot of cases for 15 years.
Is your whole collection here, or is this just a little bit?
Well, the store itself is a small, tiny sliver of all the records that I have, but the rest of the records are close by, so I can go get them. In fact, the best way to approach the record store is to go on my website first, gojohnnygo.com, and click the search button, and maybe you can search for some things on your wish list, things that you've always wanted, and then go where it says drop me a line. Send me an email of what you're looking for. I can pull it out of the warehouse, and then when you come in the store, you can look through all the bargains that we have here.
Sure.
But you can also get something you really want.
Right, right. So I'm curious, how did this all start for you? Were you like a 5-year-old and got your first album and you were just hooked, or what started
That's
all this?
pretty good, actually. You
Was
know,
it?
it's like I've always spent all my money on records. It seems like the only thing that I ever really had a lot of passion about. So, and it stuck with me all these years. And during the early 90s, when everybody was trying to get rid of their records because they wanted to switch over to CDs, I was the guy who got all the records. And I found a place to store them, and I started selling them through the mail, and it just kept getting bigger and more popular, and sales were better every year.
Why do you think that is?
Well, there's a couple reasons why people like vinyl records. I think that, to me, the most important thing is a record is something that you can't make on your computer, whereas you can make a CD.
Gotcha.
And you can do it in a couple of minutes, whereas a record is like a real artifact of what the thing is, especially when you're talking about listening to music from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. that music was intended to be on vinyl. They actually made it to be. So when you're listening to a vinyl record from that era, it makes the most sense. Now, if you're listening to music from, say, the 90s or the Audies or whatever they call it, I think that listening to CDs is just fine because that's what it's intended to do.
Right.
So the real artifact is vinyl for a lot of the best music ever made.
Who are your clients, are you finding?
There's two different kinds of people that buy records. There's young hipsters and old burnouts. And surprisingly, they're looking for the same records in a lot of cases. The younger kids, they want Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix.
And when you were a young girl, the best that it seemed like you could hope for was if your mom could make you a dress out of the flour sacks, and all of the little girls had those dresses, but you kept such good care of those because you had to wear them consistently. Again, appreciating just the little things that you had. When you'd get a pair of socks from your aunt.
Yes, that was very special.
What is it that you're hoping that folks will take away from reading this book?
I think that the people, say your age and my daughter's age, will take a lot out of it when they learn how hard it was for their parents, or even the younger generation than that, how hard it was for their grandparents. And I think it would be relevant to even children who come from homes that have a lot.
Right,
that they're well fixed and they have a lot. I think it'll probably make them stop and think, maybe I should be a little more appreciative of what my mom and dad are able to provide for me. In fact, I've had similar feedback from people who have read my book. I had a letter from a lady from Atlanta, Georgia, and she had read my book, and so that takes it out of this area.
Right.
And she said, after she had read it, she wrote me this wonderful commentary on it, and she said that that book should be in every school library in the nation.
Wow, I agree. I mean, I think most of us have heard about the Dust Bowl, years, but really didn't understand what that meant to people living through that day after day. And just, I don't know. I think I'd rather go through our horrible winter that we had that never seemed to end. How about you? Would you change anything if you could?
Well, probably some.
Yeah.
But then again, probably not at all. I don't know. I have a little bit mixed feelings about it.
But it really made you the person that you are today, and
I'll have to say it made me who or what I am,
Right.
the better part of me.
yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I don't think that I'm all that great. So
Oh, you're awesome. I can tell you that just from our brief meeting. And so where can people go to learn more about the book, or maybe see if you're doing any book signings over the months ahead?
well, I have a website,
Perfect.
normawelty.com.
Thank you so much for sharing your book, The Dirty Days, and best wishes to you, Norma.
Well, thank you.
Well, that's all the time we have for this month. Please join me for more.